Hello and good morning from Vorta. Today has finally come the day of departure to the warm countries. We've already shivered enough for a few days here, so starting today we're heading for warmth, and for about 2.5 months we'll escape the shivering. A new travel season is coming up, an African season. I'm flying to Egypt tonight via Rome. I won't be alone, we'll be traveling together. I'll be traveling to Egypt with my girlfriend. After that, she'll come home and I'll continue on to Tanzania. The new travel season is coming up. Over time, I've seen that traveling on your own for me and for many of you is very simple. But there is a large group of followers of the Marine Adventures channel who haven't really traveled much. And what seems trivial to us, the more experienced ones can be very complicated for them. So in today's vlog, I kept thinking about making a sort of tutorial on how to travel on your own cheaply and safely. And for that, I'm going to use myself as an example in which I managed to find a plane ticket to Rome. I got out for free, and from Rome to Egypt I paid somewhere around 100 lei, so it was very, very cheap. I'll manage to get to Egypt this time as well. I'll tell you how as well, but I'll explain and show you all of this in today's vlog. For now, we're going to say goodbye to this wonderful place where I spent an absolutely amazing summer. Here at home in peace and quiet, where I already had all the comfort. And it was so good. I hope you enjoyed the vlogs from here from Vorza. There will be more vlogs from Vorza, of course. But for now, we're going to travel. We're going to travel a lot to some very, very interesting places. Goodbye Vorza, goodbye Green. When we come back, everything will be bare and I hope covered in snow. Why did I choose to fly out of Cluj this time? Because as I was clicking around and running simulations on the search engines, it's very important to do this when you're looking for a plane ticket, to run a lot of simulations. There are many search engines. I've told you before several times, I primarily use Momondo because it has always given me the best results. I've seen some very interesting promotions, specifically when new routes appear at Wizz Air, there are unbeatable prices. A new route appeared, Cluj-Rome. The extraordinary price was 20 euros for a plane ticket, and after that, still the new route. I was lucky it was Rome-Hurghada. I didn't hesitate anymore because every time I go to Africa, a getaway to Egypt is always so welcome. And you know well that Egypt is one of my favorite countries. So I took the first segment, Cluj-Rome, for $20. But here's another new thing. As I was telling you earlier that I would get to Rome for free, actually I'm making some money. Wizz Air introduced a new payment system through the Revolut payment processor. And the first time you make a transaction, when you buy a plane ticket and pay through Revolut, Revolut gives you back 110 lei. So I paid for this $1.20 plane ticket through Revolut. Well, or euros, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was euros, and I got 110 lei back from Revolut. So I'm winning, I'm ahead. Of course, this only happened for my ticket because later when I bought a plane ticket for my girlfriend, I didn't catch this promotion anymore. But if you spend a lot of time on search engines and you're flexible, you can also catch offers very, very often. Especially You have to watch the new routes that appear. The offers on these new routes have always been very, very good. After that, again from Vergara to Rome, same thing, a new route launched by Wizz Air. Again, it was something very cheap, also around 20 euros. I grabbed it right away. And a very important thing, don't hesitate when you find an offer like this. Don't say, I'll think about it for an hour, because then it's gone. It's very important to take it right then. Now, I know not everyone has my flexibility when it comes to plane tickets, but you can plan a month, even 2 months in advance. When you want to go on a vacation or buy a plane ticket, this rush is very, very important. And yes, I bought these tickets about 2 months in advance. Of course, actually, every time I look for plane tickets or accommodations or rental cars, I use a VPN. Surfshark is a private network that hides your identity on the internet by replacing your real IP with another one. This way, search engines don't know what searches you've done before, and every time they show you the best price options with Surfshark. You always have access to all the content on the internet, even if you're in a country where there are restrictions. This way, you always have access to YouTube Premium, even if you're in a country where this service isn't available. You can watch your favorite shows on Netflix no matter where you are. Because, again, in some countries you don't have access to all the content on Netflix, as some movies are blocked. And with Surfshark Antivirus, your browsing device is always protected and your banking data is always safe and secure. When you shop online, go to my link or use the code Marian Adventures for 4 extra months of Surfshark. I told you I would show it to you step by step. How to plan a low-cost trip on your own after you've already got your Surfshark tickets. It's very important that right after you get your plane ticket, you start looking for accommodations, because good and cheap places always get booked the fastest. That's just how it is. I use Airbnb a lot, and this time for my transit in Rome, I also found an Airbnb. I'll tell you more about this when we get there. And in Hurghada, this time I booked through Booking. Again, I found a hotel at a very good price. In Egypt, there are a lot of options. You can really find prices for every budget. This time I chose a newer hotel, a hotel where I haven't stayed before. I want to see how a certain part of the Hurghada resort has developed, and I'll show you what this area looks like too. It's somewhere as a continuation of Sheraton, where I kept seeing construction work and new hotels. I can't wait to see if it really matches the pictures, since in Egypt, accommodations can be full of surprises. The next step after you've booked your flight ticket and accommodation, the next step before your flight, you have to check in, the so-called check-in. That means you have a form where you enter all your personal information and give it to the airline. Based on this personal information you provide to the company, the airline issues you a boarding pass. Now, almost all airlines have this online check-in, but there are still cases where you can't do it online. For example, in cases where you are flying to a country where you need a visa, then you have to go to the counter and do this check-in at the counter. But most of the time nowadays, check-in is done online. It's very simple, a procedure that no one should be afraid of. I know that friends used to come to me and ask me to do the check-in for them. It's very, very simple. It's nothing to be afraid of. You just need a bit of attention so you don't make a mistake. When you enter your information, and again, nobody asks you for too much information, just make sure your name is written. That's all anyway. You enter it when you get your plane ticket, the passport number, and the expiration date. That's pretty much what's required at check-in. After you've entered all this information, you have the boarding pass that will give you access to the airport. But from here on, I'll show you the process live when we get to the airport. I don't know what happened to this highway from Sebeş to Cluj. I was here a few days ago, it was fine. Now it's full of potholes, a lot of potholes. I went around them and took an earlier exit. I'm here near Alba Iulia, very strange. Full of potholes. Here's another huge one and another one here, so you have to slalom between the potholes. Wow, what a crater was there. Very strange. Alright, we've arrived at Cluj Airport. We're on time, but the plane, not the plane. I just got a notification that it's delayed by an hour. That's how it goes. Usually there are a lot of flights to Italy and yeah, delays happen very often. I hope it's just an hour. Now we'll see how the situation develops. We've arrived at the airport. We're going to check our flight, and with the check-in done, we'll go through all the controls towards the waiting areas or lounge. Let's check our flight. There are quite a few flights at this time. They just changed it now, so we have 6:25 Rome. A means it's on time. Very strange. I entered the lounge. For now, our flight is displayed correctly, meaning there's no delay. Very strange, because I received a notification that the flight time has changed. And on the display, it's still the previous time. Now I'm really curious to see what time the flight actually is. Alright, we're boarding right away. In the end, there's no delay. Our flight is on time, which is very good. Goodbye, Cluj-Napoca. Goodbye, autumn. See you in winter. Our visa, our everyday one, is waiting for us. A simple flight, about 2 hours to Rome. I already missed flying a lot. I took quite a long break. We haven't flown in a while, but also for those flying with us for the first time, before you take your seats, please subscribe. We have a very beautiful sunset above the Apuseni Mountains. From what I can tell, I think we'll be flying right above Forza. It's just that it's cloudy and we won't be able to see much. The day... Mine was family, but look what's done. Goodbye. And jokes present buat in this episodos. More naturally like.
As I expected, we're flying right above Kayseri.
Orsa, yes?
Yes. Thank you. Watching, I don't know what it's called. It's very good.
Thank you for watching. We actually arrived at sunset, a very long sunset, about an hour and a half. That's pretty much what happens when you fly in this direction. Alright, we've landed in Rome. It's hot here, over 20 degrees. This time I booked accommodation through Booking and we have the transfer included, so it's easy to get to the place somewhere by the sea. We've picked the accommodation. Let's see how we get out of the terminal and who's waiting to take us to the place. The airport in Rome is huge. We landed at Fiumicino Airport. There are 2 airports here. Exit here. Exit on this side. The transfer guy already contacted me. He gave me the location where he'll be waiting for us. an Italian ice cream shop. I'm already craving it so much. Something very interesting caught my attention here, a Revolut vending machine where you can get an incredible card. Plus, ever since I landed, there have been ads everywhere for Revolut. It seems like it has gained a lot of power across Europe. We're at the meeting point with the driver, waiting for him to come pick us up. He tells me not to move right now, to stay here where he said he'll come to find us. Alright, we've arrived at the accommodation, a place right on the shore of Malumari. We chose something cheap because we're only staying here for 2 nights in transit. It was 350 lei per night, which is a very good price for Italy. That's about what you get for this money, a room with a fairly large bed and a bathroom. Here we are. I don't know where to turn on the light. Oops, instead of turning it on, I turned it off. Bathroom with shower, pretty clean. Yeah, not everything is renovated. It's not new, but it's decent. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Everything is in order. We went out for a little walk. We're right on the seashore. The sea is here, very close to our accommodation. We have an almost full moon. The moon is already waning. We're going to take a walk here on the beach. We're going to see the sea. I think we'll also eat something. I saw that there are still some restaurants open. After that, tomorrow will be a full day, a busy day in Rome. I can't wait. I really miss Rome. I've always liked Rome, and a transit day in Rome can only be very, very pleasant. We're going to get something to eat, then we'll go to sleep. It wasn't a very tiring day. I only drove from Borsa to Cluj and flew 2 hours to Rome. It's okay, we're not tired. Since we've made it to Italy, we both want a pizza, a real pizza. I've already found a pizzeria on Google Maps here, very close, right on the first row by the sea. There are only seafood restaurants. Yes, we're both craving pizza, so we're going to walk a bit to a pizzeria. But it's pretty late, so we'll get the pizza to go. We found a pizzeria just a stone's throw from home, and what surprises me is the price. We ordered 2 special pizzas for which we paid 20 euros. I mean, not the really simple ones, because those were 6 euros, 7 euros. Incredible. I really don't know if you can still eat a pizza for 6 euros in Romania. Strange, we got home. Today we're eating very, very good looking Italian pizzas at home. We also got a bonus. Well, it wasn't really a bonus. They said the pizza maker that he has something special from the area, arancini, so we got an arancini too, and that was also on the bill. That's why what we bought seems very cheap to me. We're going to eat, then go to sleep. Tomorrow. A full day in Rome. I can't wait. I can't wait to walk around Rome again. Buongiorno and good morning from Fiumicino, Italy. We're staying somewhere in Isola Sacra near Ostia, very close to the airport. We chose this area because we're only here in transit. Tonight we'll already be flying further to Egypt. Today will be a full day in Rome. We'll walk through the old city, and to get from here near the airport to Rome, we'll use the bus network. The fastest way would be to go to the airport, and from there there's an express train that goes straight to the center of Rome. But I don't think we'll take that option. I think we'll use the local buses. We'll get a travel pass that's valid for a whole day on all means of transport. Because we'll be walking around quite a lot today in Rome. We'll go to the station and decide from there. We're already on the bus. We'll ride this bus for 2 stops. After that, we'll walk a bit, take another bus, then a subway, and we'll be in the center of Rome. It takes about an hour and 20 minutes to reach the center from here. A little bit on foot, we have to cross this canal. Here on the bridge, among the fishing nets and fishing boats, we're heading to the next stop. Pescaresh. We're already on the second bus. In a few minutes we'll reach the first subway station, and from there we'll take the subway. Pretty fast. We arrived at the subway or train station, whatever it is. From here it's just a few more stops to the center of Rome. Now, I don't want to be nitpicky, but the subway looks really bad. The subway stations look really bad. Everywhere we went looked really bad. I'm curious to see where we'll come out here near the Colosseum, how it's going to be. This is the reality of a big change for the worse compared to the last time I was in Italy, in this area. Let's see with my next recipe, and suddenly goosebumps! You can't help but get goosebumps when you come out of the subway right here, right next to the magnificent Colosseum. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you and goodbye. First of all, I want us to find a cafe to sit down and have a real coffee. After that, we'll walk through the streets of ancient Rome, exit. After, walk the streets. In fact, this is one of the most visited attractions in the world. I think if we go up here, we'll get to an area with an even better view. And I think there are also some cafes up here. We finally sat down for a coffee here, very close to the Colosseum. Let's see how much a real coffee costs here. Let's see how much it costs here. Well, I mean, I can't find it anywhere. I think this coffee cream is the one that costs 6 euros. But at least we're drinking real coffee, one that will really wake us up. Very, very interesting, a change in Rome compared to the last time I was here. We've been waiting about 2 minutes. We've already been waiting for about 2 minutes. In that time, about 5 people have already come up to us asking if we want phone chargers, portable batteries, or Colosseum souvenirs. Honestly, I already feel like I'm in Egypt, where they ask you every couple of minutes if you want something. This is new in Rome. It wasn't like this before. No, I haven't had a coffee like this in a very long time. The essence of coffee is here. We were discussing the prices here a bit for coffee, 6 euros for a coffee. Yeah, it seems like a lot, but considering that prices have pretty much leveled with Romania, because in the city centers in Romania, I don't know if you can still get a coffee for less than 30 lei. It's not that expensive anymore. When you think about it, probably if you go 2 or 3 streets further, it will be much cheaper. But here, right in the city center, right next to the Colosseum, that's the price. And that's what I mean, that prices have become so similar that even in Romania, the prices are about the same as what you find in Rome or other big European cities. There's no longer such a big difference like there was a few years ago when I last went to Romania. We left the coffee shop, we're walking by the Colosseum. I really want to get to the Arch of Constantine again. It's one of my favorite sites here in Rome. Grazie. I want to get as close as possible to the Colosseum. Up close, you can see some extraordinary construction details and above all, its grandeur. The Arch of Triumph of Constantine the Great. Why am I impressed by it? Because of those statues up there. The statues up there that represent some Dacians. Some dignified Dacians. Thank you for watching. The mysteries of Rome are looking for imposing statues of Dacians right here in the center of Rome. I recommend everyone to come here at least once because this place has a very strong energy. See you. Walking on the streets of ancient Rome is a big thing. Goodbye. A lot of people here. We will try to make our way through here, through Puhui Puhi. People were left behind. Everyone is going to the tourist attractions. We have little time, so we took these empty streets. Here indeed I've never been before. I've only walked on the other side of the forum. I'm curious if we can get to the other side. This way. Through these very old walls. Yeah, our path was blocked. We had to turn back. Anyway, it's a pleasure to walk around here no matter which way you go. Some very interesting maps showing the expansion of the Roman Empire. Eventually managing to take over the entire Mediterranean area at one point. Let's see my next recipe. It's so projected. Again, we're heading to a landmark from ancient Rome, a place where every Romanian should go, including Badea. Curson came all the way here to see Trajan's column with his own eyes. Why is Trajan's column impressive? Because it depicts scenes from the Dacian-Roman wars. Dacians appear everywhere. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It was built right after Dacia was conquered. Including the Dacian flag, the Dacian wolf appears here at the base. To see. There are scenes even with Decibel who prefer death over submission. We leave Trajan's column behind. I saw an ice cream shop right nearby. I miss having an authentic Italian ice cream so much. Samba, Senti. Let's see. I want one with Amarina. Unfortunately, they didn't have any with Amarina. I got mango and vanilla, but it's not the best ice cream I've had in Italy. We'll try again. We'll make a few more attempts today. We're leaving ancient Rome, taking a little walk through the streets. I want us to go towards the Trevi Fountain, a famous tourist attraction in Rome where I haven't been. I think it's been about 10 years, if not more. I'm curious if it's still the same with millions of people there. These little cars are cool because you can't tell the front from the back. I don't know. Or maybe they go both ways. I think that would be cool. As usual, very, very crowded. It already smells really good on the streets. We're starting to get a little hungry. And even though we ate pizza last night until we couldn't anymore, and it was one of the best pizzas I've ever had, no exaggeration. Bought from one of those neighborhood pizzerias tucked away on a little street, but it was incredibly tasty, and even though we ate until we couldn't anymore last night, both of us are craving pizza again, right now. Incredible. Now the chances are very slim that we can get in here in the square where the Trevi Fountain is. From what I see ahead, thank you. People from all over the world come here to see the wonder. Again, one of the most visited places in the world. One of those places that fits very well with expectations versus reality. You see pictures from here and there's no one, and then you get here and it's like this. But truly it's a work of art, and it's worth coming all the way here, going through the crowds just to admire this masterpiece for a few minutes. See you at my next recipe. Among the majority. Thank you for watching. We started this work. We grow straight ahead, always moving forward. The last one succeeded. Let's hope this one will be good. I'm in one of those moments when I'm eating and crying. That's it. Finally, I found it. Thank you for watching. Without exaggerating, it was one of the best ice creams I've ever eaten in my life. I truly enjoyed it. It was extraordinarily good. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I struggled through the crowded little streets. We arrive in front of the Pantheon. It's very crowded here too. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Impressive granite columns. We sat here on a little street close to the Pantheon. A Napoli pizza, pizza with anchovies. I told you we still crave pizza with a beer. Pizza here is about 12 euros. And the beer is about 4 something like General. We ate very well. We're heading back through Piazza Venezia, going back toward the Colosseum, where we'll take the subway to Fiumicino. We're going to the accommodation because tonight we have to be at the airport at 3 anti-meridium for the flight to Hurghada. Impressive, the aroma. We've arrived at the bus station where we need to take the next bus. We came here by subway. I don't want to be nitpicky. I feel like I'm back home. It's not what it used to be. Italy is not what it used to be.